tape, Carpenter.
What tape?
The tape Nancy made of our conversation.
Whose conversation?
Mine and Miriam's. Night before last at Miriam's place. Nancy tape recorded us. Now, Vince Cardello mentioned something about a Sergeant Brubaker, and he said your name and the tape.
That's ridiculous. I haven't had any contact with Vince in a week, and Brubaker's his name? Doesn't ring any bells. You don't know what you're talking about.
Either you tell me, or Nancy tells me, and I'm gonna get it from her any way I have to.
Let me tell you something. You don't do anything to her. Don't even touch her, because if you do, you'll live to regret it.
Yeah, another Carpenter threat.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Carpenter. I'm not gonna stand here and have either you, or Mim, or your mistress get me into jail again. I'll do anything I have to. Miriam, I've been trying to call you all morning. Now, what's going on?
Norman, I didn't expect to see you.
I got fired from my job yesterday. The police are involved, your father's involved, and Vince Cardello tells me to get out of town as soon as I can. Now, do you know what I'm talking about?
It's terrible. But I guess, Norman, you just really brought it all on yourself, you know?
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, Norman, you know, you can only push people so far, and that's really what the trouble is with you. You see, you just never seem to know when to quit.
All right, I know your father had something to do with this, right?
He most certainly did not. No, it was all me and Nancy. Well, it was Nancy's idea, really, but I helped to carry it out perfectly.
Uh-huh. What idea?
It's a secret.
Listen to me, Miriam. Vince told me that the police are going to be looking for me soon. Now, somebody put a bug in their ear.
Norman, bug was by the sofa.
Miriam, the police have some kind of incriminating evidence. I'm going to find out what it is. Now, look. Just the other night, when I was over here, I told you about Laurie and Russ. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember. I know. You told me that you pushed Laurie Davidson and that football player off the road.
That's right. And that's when I was talking with you. So what's going on?
Norman, see? You were talking to the bug.
The bug?
See, yeah, all I did was listen. Well, Nancy really did it, you see, but I helped take the cassette out.
The cassette? You tape recorded our conversation.
Well, I helped. You see, the tape recorder was over here by the sofa, and Nancy was out in the kitchen.
What?
Yeah, well, see, Norman, you always think that I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. But see, now that you can just stop trying to take my medicine away, because now we know all about you, and now I can get more anytime I want to now.
Yeah, Miriam.
Uh-huh.
Where's the tape?
I don't know. Tape should be around my mouth. Get it in the dayroom.
All right, where's Nancy? Is Nancy here?
No, Norman, she would just tell you the very same thing. Now, don't be so upset now, Norman. That's okay, because you've learned a lesson now, and that's very important, just so you learn that you aren't supposed to be mean to Nancy, because she's my good friend, and Nancy will take care of me all the time. She will, and she doesn't need you to help. Norman.
That sure is going to be pretty when you finish it.
Oh, you like that? It's 2 in a set if you want to try your hand at it.
I don't think I could sit still long enough. Too many other things on my mind.
Carla, honey, we want to thank you for letting Jimmy visit with us so regularly.
It's the least I could do. You've been so good to Jimmy these past 2 years and been so understanding to me. I'm just sorry about it all.
Oh, honey, that's all right. We all make mistakes. But it's a wise man who admits his and goes on from there.
Does, Gene ever talk about us much? I mean, has he, told you how he feels about all of this? Do you think he'll ever forgive me?
Well, you know, it's hard for Gene to talk about things that are close to his heart. Now, you know that better than anyone else.
Yeah, I do, but I was hoping...
Oh, Carla, honey, he's afraid he'll get hurt.
I can understand that. I mean, I am too, but I'm willing to try. I love him, Mama.
Oh, I know that, child.
Do you think he'll consider a reconciliation?
Oh, I think there's a chance. As a matter of fact, Gene went downtown to see Mitch Dunbar just the other day and to ask him to kind of hold off on the legal action.
He did? Well, then there is a chance.
You just have to give him a little time to settle his thoughts, Carla.
I'm willing to try, Mom. I mean, I've made some mistakes, but I've learned some things, too. I've learned that fame and fortune are not the end of the rainbow.
Oh, it's the love that counts, Carla. And I believe you know that now.
Yeah, I do. I've been chasing rainbows, and all along, my rainbow was him and Jimmy. I just hope it's not too late.
Would you get that collar?
Sure. Here's the mailman. I think this is your income tax return. He didn't want to leave it in the box.
Oh, thank you, hon. And, what about the other mail?
Oh, it's just some junk mail. And a letter for Jean.
Where is she?
What?
Where is she, Carpenter? I don't have all day.
What do you mean by bursting in here like this?
I want to know where she is.
Who?
Nancy, that's who.
Well, obviously she's not here. And I thought I made it very clear to you in the house the other night that you weren't welcome on the premises, and that includes this office.
All right, give me the tape.
What tape?
The tape Nancy made of our conversation.
Whose conversation?
Mine and Miriam's. Night before last at Miriam's house. Nancy tape recorded us. Now, Vince Cardello said that Sergeant Brubaker mentioned your name in the tape.
That's ridiculous. I haven't seen Vince for over a week, and Brubaker, the name doesn't ring a bell. You don't know what you're talking about.
Carpenter. Now, either you tell me or Nancy tells me. And I'll get it from her any way I have to.
Let me tell you something. You touch her, even touch her, and you'll never forget it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, another Carpenter threat, huh?
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Carpenter. I'm not going to stand here while either you or Mim or your mistress get me in jail again. I'll find out any way I have to.
Sure needs tuning.
Yeah. Where are, Mom and Jimmy?
Well, Jimmy's out back skateboarding behind the old theater, and Mama went over to help Mrs. Gonzalez. Said she'd only be a minute. Ran to the store, I think.
Oh, well, we better be prepared when Mom calls to tell us that her grocery cart broke down.
Oh, don't tell me she's still using the same one.
Well, you know, there are some things that Mom will never give up.
Well, I guess that's true about all of us.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Jean, can we talk?
Well, sure, I thought that's what we're doing, right?
You know what I mean.
You see, that's the difference between you and me, Carla. With you, a word can have 100 different meanings depending on what you want it to mean.
Have you thought about what I told you?
If it's what I think, I'd rather not talk about that, Carla.
Well, we have to talk about it sooner or later. Why not now? I want to know how you feel after I told you. I never felt you loved me.
How was I supposed to feel? I mean, if you really want to know the truth, I've been thinking about it. After the sting wears off.
I know.
Look, Carla, if this means anything to you, I've never had feelings for any other woman the way I've had for you.
I'm flattered. Really, I am.
Yeah?
But I know that there are plenty of women out there that are attractive who are just waiting to scratch and claw to be near you.
Oh. You think so? Well, I really haven't been looking. But I mean, gosh, it seems like there's enough with work and Jimmy.
Well, didn't you ever date?
Yeah, I mean, I went out a couple of times, but it's hardly what you could call dating.
Well, what did they call it?
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Well, I was just wondering if there was some special woman.
Carla, I'm telling you, there wasn't.
Well, then, maybe you can explain this.
What's that?
A letter that just happens to be perfumed.
A perfumed letter?
And with the perfume, even I can't afford.
What? Who's it from?
Miss Samantha Marshall.
Where is she? used to be here whenever I needed her. Now she's not here. Nancy, where have you been?
Out shopping. Where does it look like I've been?
Well, I needed you and you weren't here.
Well, I'm here now. So what's wrong?
Norman.
Oh, not that weasel
He was
again.
here.
Here? I thought he'd be in jail by now. So what did he want?
Nancy, he wants the tape.
The tape, but how would he... Miriam, did you tell him about that tape?
Don't be mad at me now, Nancy, because I did not mean to. I didn't. It just slipped out.
What did he say?
I don't know. I don't remember what he said. I think it was something about the police.
Figures.
Are all of these yours?
All but one. There's one for you.
This one, maybe? Which one?
No, you can't have it now. I want you to do something for me first. I want you to make a phone call to Harold Webster.
Huh?
I want you to ask him over here tonight.
Why?
Just invite him over for a drink.
I don't understand why.
We're gonna play a little joke on him.
Oh, we're gonna play a little joke on it?
You ask him over here for a drink and a little entertainment.
But he won't come over for me.
He will. You just repeat everything I tell you, that's all. Do it!
Sergeant Brubaker?
Uh-huh.
I'm Charles Carpenter. Perhaps you recall we met not too long ago?
Oh, yes. At the disputed residence with your friend, Mrs. Lawson.
Yes, that's right.
Mr. Carpenter, what do you need?
Actually, I'm here as a concerned citizen. Concerned, admittedly, because of a personal friend, Nancy Lawson, as a matter of fact.
Oh, what's the problem?
Well, it involves a tape. You perhaps have heard the tape?
Yes, I heard the tape.
Well, I think it was a very brave thing for her to do, to step forward with that, but now because of it, she is being harassed by a psychotic.
I take it you mean Norman Elliott.
That is exactly who I mean. He questioned my daughter, he tried to intimidate me, but he threatened Nancy. And I would like police protection for her.
How come she hasn't called the police about these threats?
Because the threat was made to me in my office this afternoon, but he's out there right now looking for Nancy. Now, I instructed her not to go home. She's staying with my daughter until I could assure her that the police would be looking out for her. Is there anything wrong with that?
You know, it's funny. Everything that I've heard about you or seen of your entire clan, including Nancy Lawson, smacks of a certain contempt for the law. And now, here you are, begging for security from the same legal system that you show such disrespect for in the past.
Sergeant Brubaker, I do not deny that mistakes have been made, but those mistakes do not preclude us our rights under the law. Now, please, I ask you to look out for Nancy. Well, Sergeant Brubaker?
Well, I'll do what I can.
Well, Jean, who is Samantha Marshall?
Did you ask Mama?
I sure did. She wouldn't tell me a thing. Said to go ask you.
She's someone who used to work in the Office of Planning and Development, and she lives in D.C. now, as you can tell by the return address.
Is Samantha as intriguing as her name?
Everyone called her Sam, including me.
You said she worked at the Office of Planning and Development? What did she do? I asked you, Jean. What did she do? Was she doing Vicky's job?
Vicky's... No, as a matter of fact, I started out with Vicky's job, and Sam hired me.
Oh. She hired you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, did you know her before then?
Carla, I worked for Sam. I mean, Sam and I worked together for a few months, and we were just co-workers, that's all.
And co-workers. Mail perfume letters to each other, huh?
I don't know why she sent it.
Well, then why don't you just open it up and find out?
That letter is my business and it's none of yours. Now, I don't ask to see your mail. Come on.
Why are you being so defensive, Gene? Or is it possible that this Samantha Marshall was more to you than just a co-worker?
Yeah, well, she was a friend.
Oh, I see. A friend. A good friend?
I guess you could say that, yeah.
How good?
I don't have to answer that.
Okay. Well, let me ask you one more question.
What, Carla?
Do you love this Ms. Samantha Marshall? And if she's just a co-worker to you, why don't you just open up her letter and read it to me?
Carla, I don't have to do that for you or anyone else. Now, what I did and how I felt when you were away, that is my business and no one else's. You understand?
I guess you told me all I needed to know.
Hey, where are you going?
First, I'm going to get Jimmy. Then I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going to leave you so you can read your letter in complete privacy.
Come on in. The door is open.
Should have known you'd be behind this.
Why, whatever could you mean, Harold? I know Miriam's not what you're used to. A step above your usual dates.
You think this is funny, right?
You got it. Except this time the joke's on you.
It's a long way to Halloween. Some joke.
Hey, my man.
Come on in.
Right. Look what I bought you.
What's
you
that?
can shop the wide world over and never find carpets like these.
Ah, so what you're trying to say is there was a closeout, huh?
You got me again, Gene. Oh, where's Mama?
She's out shopping.
Not for carpets, I hope.
No, she went to get groceries for some of our neighbors.
Oh. Gene, you know, you're like a window. When you're hurting, it shows. Now, what's the problem?
Well,
Hey, perfume. What's this? Carla started writing you love letters?
it's not from Carla, man. Take a look.
Sam. She wrote you a letter.
Yep. You know anything about this?
No, what does it say?
Well, I'll give you a little excerpt here. DC's a big city. The more I see it, the smaller I feel and the lonelier I get. It's times like these that help me focus on what's really important, like our dates together. That's flawless timing, Leon. Wish you would tell your sister to make up her mind.
Hey, does Carla know about Sam?
Not until today. She sniffed the mail before I did.
Does Carla know that Sam is my sister?
No.
Do you mind if I'm the one to tell her?
Leon, at this point, I don't care what you do. You know, there's a pattern that's always there.
What pattern?
Every time I draw close to Carla, something like this always happens. It's always been that way. So what's the use?
Charles? What are you doing here? If you want Miriam, she's upstairs asleep.
Drug-induced, no doubt.
You better watch what you say.
Oh, well, then let me get right to the point. Where's the tape?
Tape? I don't know what you're talking about.
Give me the tape, Nancy.
I don't have to give you anything. Get out of here.
Not till you give me the tape.
Well, I don't know what tape you're talking about. You know, we could at least try to be civil to one another for Miriam's sake.
Oh, yeah, sure, so you could trick me again.
Trick you? You know, you've already gotten away with a lot more than you deserve, buddy. I haven't done anything to you.
Oh, yeah, because of you, I lost my job.
Well, the way I heard it, it was because of you, actually. You know, you should be in prison.
Do you think I'm here just because you know that I was the one that was in the car that hit Laurie Davidson and Russ Weaver? What I did has nothing to do with it. The fact is, you tricked me because I was getting a little too close to Miriam for you.
Close to Miriam? Norm, you were never close to Miriam. Do you know she can't stand you?
Yeah, you wish.
I know.
You know she gave up her husband and her son for me? Did you know that?
She is just using you. The only trouble is you're such a leech, she just can't work out a way to get rid of you.
Yeah, well, you've twisted her mind so much with those drugs, she doesn't know what's going on 9/10 of the time.
I haven't done any such thing. Besides, she was all for that.
She was off for kissing me, too.
I wish you could see yourself as other people do. You're so pathetic, a stupid little nobody.
Yeah, I'll tell you how stupid I am. That tape isn't going to do much good without at least one witness to back it up. And I'm here to make sure that one witness isn't you.
Well, what do you know? It looks like I won't have to be the witness after all.